show out my attendance. You sign, and please don't sign for your neighbor. So, who can give us the recap from the previous class? Who can tell us what we learned from our previous session we had? Anyone? Yes? Yes, from our previous class, we learned about assessment plan, and we said assessment plan as the process or the guideline we follow when we are conducting assessment in an area or assessment plan. That's a good trial. Any other? Who can tell us what we learned from our previous class? Yes, Maria? Yes, we learned about the importance of assessment plan. Is that true? Yes. Who can tell me one importance of assessment plan that we mentioned from our previous class? Yes?
One of the importance is that it ensures proper organization of activities.
Yes, when we have an assessment plan, that's the structure or the guideline, it helps us to plan on how we are going to conduct this assessment accordingly without making any mistakes. Any other importance that we learned? Yes, Lynette? Yes, it provides the clear direction that this is the way we are going to follow during what? During the assessment we are going to carry out in a community or in a project that we might be undertaking in a community. That's true. Any other importance? Who can tell me any other importance that we learned? Yes? Yes, it helps us to know the risks and dangers and come up with a way or a strategy that we can overcome this risk. Is that true? Yes. So that's all we learned. We also learned about something. There's something you are forgetting to tell me. Any other thing we learned in our previous class? Or do you want me to remind you? Yes?
We learn about gender inclusivity.
Yes, that's true. We also learned about gender inclusivity, and we say that in gender inclusivity we ensure that we have fair involvement of both male and female during the assessment. You don't only include the male figure or the female figure. We include all the individuals to ensure that we have inclusivity in assessment. Then, having said that, today we want to look at assessment tool. And this is the learning outcome we are going to follow. By the end of this session, everyone should have at least known to define what the assessment tool, can state the importance of assessment tool, and also explain different types of assessment tool. We've learned about assessment plan, and we've said that assessment plan is a way or the guidelines we follow while conducting assessment. Now, today we want to look at now the assessment tools. Which tools example, we are both social workers. Thank you. Hope everyone has signed. Yes, this is a scenario. We've both gone to a community. Then we have an issue of gender-based violence. We all know about gender-based violence. Yes, yes. Now, you've been sent to a community where this community have an issue of gender-based violence. So you as a social worker, you're going to assess, is this really an issue in this community? Or maybe drug addiction. So what are the tools are we going to use during what? During the assessment. So who can at least try to explain the term assessment tool? What's an assessment tool? Yes? Yes, basically an assessment tool, it's, what have you said? It's what? A method. Or it's a method or an instrument that can be used to do what? To collect what? An information concerning something. So we are going to look at the tools. Which are the tools are we going to use to collect information about gender-based violence or about drug addiction or marriage breakers in what? In a community. So basically it's a tool or an instrument we are going to use to assess the community. So as we come up with a solution that exactly this is the problem that this community are facing. That's true. So when having said that, I can give you my definition by saying an assessment tool is an instrument or method used to collect information, measure performance, gather opinions, and evaluate situation during an assessment. It can not only be used to collect information, rather it can also be used to measure what? Performance. Maybe we are all employed in one organization, so we are going to use this assessment tool to pick or to measure who is performing well in this community, in this project, and maybe we motivate the person or give the person a reward. Is that true? So we will use an assessment tool, maybe observation or sampling. Yes. So what are the importance of now using this assessment tool? Why do we use this assessment tool while collecting information or maybe trying to measure a performance in an organization or in a community? What are really the importance of this? So, what I want us to do, I want everyone to write for me one importance of what? Assessment tool. Just write somewhere. Everyone to write for me at least one. Just one. Hoping that everyone has written down at least one importance of this assessment tool. So I'll be picking randomly. I'll pick Sharon. Tell me one importance. It helps to gather information. This assessment tool will help us to gather information. So if you haven't written the that it's used to gather information, you write. If you haven't written that, right? Then Sharon, to pick someone else to tell me the second importance. Sharon, to pick a colleague who will give us the second importance. Mercy, please give us the second importance. It helps in decision making. Is that true? Yes, these tools will guide you on which assessment tool will help us in what making what a decision. That this is the right tool we are going to use during what? During assessment. Then Mercy to pick someone else to give us the third importance. Abby. Who is Abby? Abby, please. It helps us to collect data. Basically, when we say help us to collect data and help us to collect information, it's almost the same thing. So, but that's a good trial. Please pick someone else, the last person. Frida. Frida, give us another point. It helps to monitor. That's true. It helps to monitor activity. Maybe you have a project that you are running in a community, then it will help you to monitor the progress of this project. Then I'll give you mine. So when you hear any points that you haven't written down, you write it down. It helps to collect accurate information. That one you have already talked about that. Then it helps us to identify the strengths and weaknesses. Through using these tools, it will help us to identify the strengths and weaknesses in a project or in assessment you are conducting. Then someone has mentioned decision making and planning. Then another one is it helps to monitor the progress. Someone has already mentioned that. Then another one is provide evidence for report and evaluation. It's also what? Provide report for. It helps to provide evidence for report and evaluation. It will help us to give us the reports that we need, or maybe the manager needs. Through this tool, we are going to do what? To come up with the evidence and the report we are going to write to the what? To the manager or to the director. Are we there? Any question out of that point? Any question that is not well understood in importance of assessment tool? Are we okay? So when I set an exam on the importance of assessment tool, we all get right now. So now, having said that, we want to look at the different types of assessment tool. We've mentioned the meaning of assessment, we've mentioned the importance of assessment, and now we want to look at the different types of assessment tools. We have so many tools that we use in assessing a project or a plan in an organization. So we want to mention different types of assessment. There are so many of them. We have so many of them. So who can give me a type of assessment tool? Yes. We have observation. Observation is what? An assessment tool that we can use. We just use our eyes to observe what's going on in a community or in an organization you are working with. Yes, Maria? Survey. We also have survey. a thorough assessment about something or to gather information that you need. Then any other? Yes. Questionnaires. Yes, we have questionnaire as another type of what? Assessment tool. Any other? Yes. Yes? Interviews. Yes, we have interviews. Any other? We also have research. We all do research. No. We all do research to find out on what really happens or what caused something to happen. Any other? Any other observation? We have sampling. What do you mean by sampling? Maybe picking an information or sample. I'll pick you, I'll give it to you, I'll pick someone else. Then I'll collect information, then relate. See, even when you go to the hospital, you are being told that we want a sample of something for us to do an assessment, or we diagnose, we look at the diagnosis of the diseases we are being suffering from. So, number one type of assessment tool we are going to look at is questionnaire. What's questionnaire? The term questionnaire itself, it can explain. You can just explain questionnaire using its term. It explains itself. We use what? We use question to assess. I'll ask you, can you please describe this community you're in? Or can you please tell me the problem that the community are facing? By what? By listing down the question, then I give you what? The sample, you do what? You answer from the question I have asked you about maybe the problem or the issues that is affecting the community. So basically, question is a written set of questions used to collect information from who? From the responders. And the responders are the community members or the individual in an organization or in a community to assess on a problem or an issue that the community is facing, or maybe to collect an information. No. So in questionnaire, we have two types of questionnaire. Number one, we have open questionnaire, and number two, we have closed question. Who can give me an example or an explanation of either the two, either the open questionnaire or the closed questionnaire? I once explained this in a class. Yes, who can give me the example? Who can give me please switch off your phone or put your phone in silent mode so that we cannot distract the lesson when it's going on. Yes. Yes.
Using their own words.
Using their own words. In an open question, you give the client or the responders themselves to express or to explain himself or herself in details of the way he knows data. Right. Then we have closed questionnaire. The answer is either yes or no. Yes. Do you have a problem with this community? Yes. Is gender-based violence a problem in your community? Yes or no? Do you need help? It's either yes or no. But when I ask you, can you please describe this community? It's an open question. It's no. You will give the detailed information information about the community and the problem maybe you're facing, or the challenges, or where you need help. Okay. Then we have the advantages of this questionnaire. What are the advantages of questionnaire? Yes? It saves time, since I'll just give you the papers, then you give me the answers, then you forward back the question for me to do the assessment. Right. Any other? Yes. It's easy to analyze the responses because you already have what? The responses in written. So you can easily analyze the responses and try to come up with a solution or evaluate on the problem that the community are facing. Any other? Yes? Yes, it's easy to administer at many people. Since I just give you randomly, then go. So these papers will reach to as many people, even in a marketplace. I'll just go and issue and tell the people that please try to do what, to answer the question in the paper I've given you. But it also have a disadvantages. We normally say that anything that has advantage, it also has what? Disadvantages. So in a group of 3, this is 4, these are 3, these are 4, these are 3. Try to list for me 2 disadvantages of questionnaire in a group. Then one of you will tell me the disadvantages. If the way you are, the 4 of you, the 3 of you. Okay, the time is up. Group number 1, can you give us the first disadvantages of questionnaire? The question maybe misunderstood. Basically, the group number 1 has told us that the question may be misunderstood. Maybe the question you question, this individual has understood it in a different way. So basically, he will answer you in a different way. Maybe the way you as a social worker, the target of that question wasn't that the responders has given. Because the group number 2, that's true. So you write down if you haven't noted it down. Group number 2, yes. Yes, it's not suitable for illiterate responders. Maybe someone who doesn't know how to write, he won't be able to write anything to that question. That's true. Then the group number 3. Yes, low response may occur. This basically means that the number of people that will respond to the question you have answered might be fewer. That's true. And you'll give me the question, then then throw away the question paper, then I do away with that. That's true. Yes, so those are the disadvantages and the advantages of questionnaire. Then we have number 2 as interview. We all know about interview. How many of you have ever gone to an interview? Maybe you are looking for a job, maybe in admission in a school you've been asked, you are being told that for us to admit you in our school, we will conduct an interview. How many of you have ever gone to an interview? Yes. Yes. So we all know about the interview. Right. So what's an interview? What's an interview? A trial. Yes. So that's so true. An interview is a direct conversation or a direct interaction between an interviewer and an interview, asking the interview the question basing on a certain problem or to collect a certain information. So we just ask. So maybe we are in an office or an enclosed area. I'll ask you a direct question. What's the problem or what's the issue are you facing? So you will give me a response as an individual. Right. I'll go to another person then ask the same question. So having asked those questions, same question, I'll be able to analyze and come up with a conclusion based on the assessment I'm conducting in an area. So basically an interview is a direct conversation between two people. That's an interview and basically it can be also a group of people. Since the way we are here, I can come and interview you the way we are that I ask a question, then one of you give me a response. Okay? So an interview is a method of collecting information through direct verbal interaction between interviewer and the respondent. So we have the advantages. I'll mention an advantage of an interview as provide detailed information. You are able to collect as much information as possible because you are going to interview different individuals in an organization or in a community. Then another advantage is chooses a checklist and observation guide. I'll just observe or do what help to identify the immediate information. I'll give the immediate information that I need from what? From the people I'm interviewing. Is that okay? Who can list for me at least disadvantages of this interview? You can give me a disadvantage of an interview. Any disadvantage, any trial, yes? Yes, it's time consuming since I'll take 20 minutes interviewing Mercy, take another 20 minutes interviewing Sharon, take another 20 minutes interviewing Teresa, take another 20 minutes interviewing Lynette. So it will take so much time. I might spend a whole day, but I have only interviewed 10 individuals since I'll take time with each respondent. So that one is a disadvantage. Any other? Yes, it's expensive to do what? To conduct. Now, having said that, I want to give you an assignment today that you go and design for me a questionnaire. So write down this assignment. Write down this assignment. Design a questionnaire for assessment. You design a questionnaire for assessment. You will design for me a questionnaire. So basically, you're going to list down the question we are going to ask an individual in a community or during assessment. Is that okay? Yes. Okay. So that marks the end of our lesson. We meet on the next class and make sure you attempted that assignment. Okay? Yes. Okay. Have a nice time. We meet on the next class.